Wrath of Zeus. The first Vekoma Firestorm went to VinWonders Phu Quoc in Vietnam, which made many Western coaster lovers left wondering just how good this new model of coaster from Vekoma is. With a powerful launch, an interesting top hat, and solid looking inversions, this is everything to be one of the best coasters in Southeast Asia. But I wasn't high on loving this coaster from afar, and I still have mixed feelings about this coaster after riding it. Find out just how good Wrath of Zeus is in this review. Vekoma has made a mix of coasters for years. One of their most popular models, the Boomerang, is considered by Siam Amazing Park in Thailand to be the most popular coaster in the world. But with how it whips you around, I can't say these are the most enjoyable. Similarly, Vekoma's family boomerangs hurt my head, as Spot & Race at VinWonders Phu Quoc is not one of the best coasters out there. However, Vekoma has excelled with marketing, as their inverted SLCs are decried by coaster enthusiasts for their roughness, but were purchased by many parks across the world. Though I actually like SLCs. Vekoma also has a strong working relationship with Walt Disney World, and has supplied many of their family coasters. More recently, they have made more enjoyable family suspended coasters, such as the Eagle Warrior at VinWonders Phu Quoc, which might just be the best of that model. But beyond these family offerings, in recent years, Vekoma has worked to diversify into building better coasters. The highlight of this is Formula at Energylandia, that debuted in 2016 and showed that Vekoma could make a solid and smooth launch coaster. In 2017, Vekoma looked to follow this up by introducing the Firestorm model, which, though it was shipped to Vietnam in 2018, did not make its debut until 2020. In 2019, VinWonders began their massive expansion plans, which caused the park to close as they set up a much bigger park next to the former Vin Pearland. This caused them to get 4 new roller coasters and many other new attractions. The thrill section of this park would have theming to 3 different areas of the world: ancient Greece, a Mayan temple, and a South American rainforest. Flying Dolphin Coaster was placed in the ancient Greece section and rebranded as Spot & Race. The new Vekoma Firestorm Coaster, Wrath of Zeus, was relocated from a failed building project near Ho Chi Minh City and was placed in the ancient Greece section as Wrath of Zeus. On my first day at VinWonders, a Wednesday, this coaster was closed, and it appears the park will try to rest this coaster on quieter days, as it was open for me on my return trip on a Friday. So, since this coaster will likely be a priority for you when you visit VinWonders Phu Quoc, I would suggest visiting on the weekend if you're visiting on a down week, which seems to be most weeks. The park itself was relatively empty on both of my visits, with every ride being a walk-on. Operations were generally really good in that the staff would greet you and get you on the ride when you showed up. Some thrill rides, due to low ridership, did have rotating staff members, and it was easiest to follow a small group between rides. The coasters all had their own assigned staff members, with the exception of Eagle Soar Glider. However, they would wait between trains. On the Eagle Warrior, this wasn't too noticeable, and most of the wait was waiting 3 to 5 minutes as people trickled in to ride from the queue line. With the size of Wrath of Zeus, few guests were actively seeking it out, so the station crew told us there was a 7-minute waiting time between cycles. As for seat placement, this coaster delivered well in all the rows, but since you have your pick if it isn't too busy, the front and back delivered a little bit more on that initial top hat. The front, between the view and hint of additional floater airtime, makes for a truly special moment on the top hat. The back also delivers well with how it maximizes its airtime, and you will come off believing that it is the better seat on the ride. But especially with the view, I think the front delivers a little bit more, but it is really close. After staring at the water park from the station, you make a small turn before stopping for the launch. I have not ridden a ton of launch coasters, especially extreme thrill ones. So I can't clearly say how this compares with other top-notch launches out there. But to me, this is the best launch that I've experienced. And the best way I can describe it is a combination of the thrust and thrills of the initial launch on Cheetah Hunt with a powerful launch that takes you up to 70 miles an hour. After the excellent launch, you go straight into the best element, the top hat. A tall drop that seeks to maximize floater airtime is something I can get behind. But wait, there's a trim brake on this top hat? Yes, there is. But by slowing the front car, it helps to maximize the floater airtime over the hill, similar to the trim brakes on Mako. And for the front car, it slows you down looking at the ground, making this not dissimilar to the holding brakes on a vertical dive coaster. But with the great floater airtime you get over this element, it is an elite element, rivaling any of Mako's airtime hills, or any superior first drops that I've been on, like my favorite, New Texas Giants. After the elite top hat, you're treated to a full course. The sharp turn after the top hat is profile enough that it actually didn't give me uncomfortable positive G's, which is nice since I'm not a huge fan of those. This turn, like the entire rest of the coaster, is smooth, but not necessarily a standout moment. The incline twist is incredibly smooth and offered little of the jerking or snappiness that I dislike in such elements. The vertical loop offers a smooth, rather forceless loop. Normally, because of the forces, vertical loops are some of my favorite inversions, but this one is just so smooth that it doesn't offer much more. You get a pinch of weightlessness at the top of this element, but it's not too memorable or enjoyable. The S-bend following the loop though offers nice profiling that gives you another great pop of airtime. As B&M coasters with inversion-filled layouts won't mix in the airtime, this was nice to see and helps to really keep the second half as a solid, enjoyable coaster. A nice drawn-out turn followed by another good but not quite as good airtime moment leads into another inversion. This one, a corkscrew through the vertical loop. The ride starts to die down a bit at this point, as you're treated to a few smooth, meandering turns that have a little airtime hill in the middle, followed by a turn through a tunnel, and a lesser airtime hill at the end before turning into the breaker. The end of this coaster does dial it back a little, but this is still a solid and enjoyable coaster, being better than the turns and inversions on Six Flags Fiesta Texas's Poltergeist. The worst part about this section is it blends together with the rest of the coaster, making me unsure of just how solid the ride as a whole is. As one clone is set to debut, and Vekoma is known for mass-producing coasters, one has to ask, should this coaster be cloned? Yes. The elite launch and top hat make this enjoyable, and a coaster that can be the best coaster in the park, like at VinWonders Phu Quoc, or that would be a powerful depth coaster for any park. With the theming of Vekoma's Disney coasters, I can't help but want to see this ride with solid theming around. I imagine like an indoor coaster with nice scenes and the top hat peeking out of the building. But I could just also be superimposing my love for the Eagle Warrior onto this VinWonders coaster. Overall, how good is Wrath of Zeus? Many coasters I can rank easily, but this one, I just struggled with really understanding how good of a coaster it is and how much I really enjoy it. Easily, it places in the top 20% of coasters that I've ridden, being superior to the launch coaster Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando. But beyond that, how much respect I give to this elite launch and top hat is a debate I struggled with, as it could have topped any of my top 10 coasters on this element alone. Ultimately, I place this coaster right above Aquaman Powerwave at Six Flags Over Texas. I love Aquaman spikes and rank it likely higher than most. My struggle was placing this coaster above fellow Phu Quoc coaster Roaring Timbers at Sunworld Hong Kong. I'm not a fan of GCIs, but Roaring Timbers offers truly solid airtime throughout its course. The difference, though, was that Wrath of Zeus offers that standout element, and Roaring Timbers Bunny Hills are solid, but not quite as good. I placed Wrath of Zeus right below Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, which I do like less than others, as I'm just not a huge fan of the larger RMC elements. But Gwazi's solid power and pacing offers a slight edge as Wrath of Zeus lets up a bit towards the end of the ride. What are some of the best launch coasters that you've been on? Where do you rank Wrath of Zeus versus other coasters that you've ridden? Let me know, and as always, Kap Kun Krap.